My dear countrymen, Namaskar. After a rather long pause, we are resuming once again our series of touching upon matters close to people and their hearts. In fact, subjects close to every person's heart. I'm once again amidst you with our Mann Ki Baat. The rigors of elections called for hectic preoccupation, but the one thing that was missing was the sheer joy of Mann Ki Baat. For me, it was like experiencing a kind of void. It used to be a chat in a genial atmosphere amidst the warmth of one's own family of 130 crore countrymen. We would listen, we would reiterate. At times, our expressions would turn into an inspiration for someone close to us. You can imagine how this period must have made one feel. Sunday, the last Sunday, at 11 o'clock, even I used to be uneasy, with a nagging feeling of a kind of emptiness. You too felt the same, didn't you? I'm sure you did. Perhaps this was not a lifeless program. It was full of liveliness, warmth and fondness. And that is why, for me, the intervening period was very difficult to bear. I used to miss something every moment. When I express myself through Mann Ki Baat, the one speaking is me, the words are mine, the voice is mine, but the story is yours. The Purusharth, pertaining to your pursuits and goals, is yours. The Parakram, the achievement, is yours. I just used my words and my voice, and that is why I was not missing the program. I was missing you. I was undergoing a bout of emptiness. There came a moment when I felt the need to reach out to you immediately after the elections concluded. Then I thought, no, the established Sunday sequence should be maintained. But this Sunday has made one wait endlessly. Anyway, finally the opportunity has dawned. In a family-like atmosphere, these plain, simple reflections become the reason for change in life, in society, begetting a new spirit, in a way, fortifying the spirit of New India. Let us wish this endeavor embarks upon its onward journey. Over the last few months, many messages have poured in, with people stating that they've been missing Mann Ki Baat. When I read them, when I hear them, it gives me joy. It's a warm feeling of kinship. There are times when I feel that this is my journey from the self to the unabridged whole, my journey from I to we. For me, this non-vocal conversation with you was a part of my feelings during my spiritual journey. Amidst hectic election engagements, many people asked me a flurry of questions on why I had gone up to Kedarnath. You have every right. I can understand your curiosity, and I too feel that my sentiments reach you. But today, I think, if I change the course of the conversation that way, the entire complexion of Mann Ki Baat will change. Amidst the rigors of the election, speculations on victory or defeat, before the polling was yet to start, I undertook the journey. Most people have derived political conclusions out of that. For me, it was an opportunity to meet myself. In a way, I undertook the journey to meet my inner self. I shall not reveal other things today, but I certainly want to tell you that perhaps in that solitary cave, I got an opportunity to fill up the vacuum caused due to the long pause that Mann Ki Baat had to go through. The rest is your inquisitiveness. I think someday I'll talk about that too. When, I can't say, but I'll do it for sure. You have every right as far as I'm concerned. The way people have expressed their wish to know about Kedar, I feel a similar effort on your part to lay emphasis on positive things, which I get to know through your expressions. The letters which steadily pour in for Mann Ki Baat, The inputs that are received are entirely different from routine government matters. One way, a letter from you can act as a source of inspiration for me. On the other, it may turn out to be a source of energy for me. There are times when some of your words act as a catalyst in sharpening my thought process. People bring to the fore challenges facing the country and society. They also come out with solutions for the same. I've seen for myself that in their letters, people go to great lengths in describing their problems. It is fascinating to see that in the same breath, they express, directly or indirectly, a relevant solution or two, one suggestion or the other, or even an idea. If someone refers to sanitation and cleanliness, he or she invariably voices angst against filth and dirt, but on the same page, appreciates efforts being underway to ensure cleanliness. When somebody talks about the environment, one can easily sense his or her crucial concerns on the matter. At the same time, experiments that the person has attempted or seen also come to the surface with vivid descriptions of new ideas on the issue. This means I can closely get a fair idea of your point in terms of extrapolating a solution to a certain problem on a society-wide scale. Mann Ki Baat is like a mirror to the country and our society. It conveys to us that there is no dearth of inner fortitude, strength and talent within our countrymen. The need of the hour is to synergize those strengths and talents, to provide opportunities, to implement them. Mann Ki Baat also tells us that 130 crore countrymen wish to be, strongly and actively, a part of the nation's progress. I receive a lot of letters and phone calls in Mann Ki Baat, but the element of complaint is negligible, and I would like to tell you that in the last 5 years, I've not come across a single instance where somebody has asked for something for personal gain. Just imagine, a person writing to the Prime Minister of the country, but seeking nothing for one's own self. It is a reflection on the lofty collective demeanor of crores of people in the country. When I analyze this, you can visualize how heartening it must be for me. What a source of energy it is for me. You possibly don't know that you are the ones who make me walk, who make me run, and keep me full of life and zest. This is the very bond that I used to miss. My heart is filled to the brim with joy today. When it was about to end, I had stated that we would meet once again after 3 or 4 months. People assigned a political hue to it, saying, "Hey, Modi ji is so full of confidence. He is certain." The confidence was not Modi's. This trust was a trust of your foundation. You were the ones who transformed yourself into a pillar of trust. And that is why, in the last episode of Mann Ki Baat, then, I effortlessly said that I would be back after a few months. Actually speaking, I have not returned. You brought me back. You positioned me here and gave me the opportunity to speak once again. With this sentiment, come, let's take Mann Ki Baat forward. When emergency was imposed on the country, resistance against it was not limited to the political arena or politicians. The movement was not curtailed to the confines of prison cells. There was an outrage in the conscience of one and all. The collective torment on the loss of democracy was evident. Day and night, when one gets to eat food on time, one doesn't realize what hunger pangs are. Similarly, in day-to-day life, it is difficult to savor the joy of democratic rights unless they are snatched away. During emergency, every citizen of the country had started getting the feeling that something that belonged to him had been snatched away. If what was snatched had never been enjoyed by that person, ever, it had to eventually precipitate into a painful inner agony. And it was not just on account of the fact that the Constitution of India has made certain provisions that enable democracy to blossom. Of course, in order to ensure smooth conduct of the social order, a constitution is required. Laws and rules are necessary. Rights and duties should be part of due discourse. But India can proudly proclaim that for us, beyond laws and rules, democracy is embedded in our sanskar. Democracy is our culture. Democracy is our heritage. We grew up nurturing ourselves on the fruits of that very heritage. And that is why the lack of it can be felt deeply by our countrymen, which is what we underwent during emergency. And precisely for that, the country sacrificed one full election, not for her own sake, but for the sake of protecting democracy. Perhaps nowhere else in the world had citizens voted without bothering about other rights and requirements, just for the sake of saving democracy. And the country had witnessed one such election in '77. Just recently, our country celebrated a mega festival of democracy, a mammoth election campaign. From the rich to the poor, all were happily eager in this festival to decide the fate of their country. When something is in close proximity of us, we tend to underestimate its importance. We ignore even amazing facts about it. We've been blessed with a democracy so invaluable, yet we take it for granted so easily. But we must keep reminding ourselves that our democracy is gloriously great. It flows in our veins through centuries of sadhana, dedicated practice, through the sanskar, attributes that have been passed on from generations over, through a collective largeness of the heart. In the 2019 Lok Sabha election, India saw over 61 crore voters exercising their franchise. Yes, 61 crores. We can think of this figure as one ordinary, but if I place it in a global perspective, if you exclude China, the number of people who voted in India exceeds the population of any other country in the world. The number of people who voted in the 2019 Lok Sabha election is more than the entire population of America, close to double the figure. The total number of voters in India exceeds the entire population of Europe. This stands for the sheer size and spread of our democracy. The 2019 Lok Sabha election in history by far was the largest democratic election ever held in the world. You can imagine the kind of resources and manpower that was required for such a mammoth exercise. Lakhs of teachers, officers and staff strived day and night to make it possible. In order to successfully conclude this Mahayagya, on the one hand, whereas close to 3 lakh paramilitary personnel discharged their duty, on the other, 20 lakh police personnel of various states too persevered with due diligence. It is on account of these people that this time voting took place on a larger scale compared to the previous election. For the voting, there were around 10 lakh polling stations, more than 40 lakh EVM machines, over 17 lakh VVPAT machines. You can imagine the gargantuan task. All this was done just to ensure that no voter was deprived of his or her voting rights. In a remote area of Arunachal Pradesh, just for a lone woman voter, a polling station was created. You will be amazed to know that it took a journey of 2 days for personnel of the Election Commission just to reach there. This is honor to democracy at its best. The world's highest located polling station too is in India. At an altitude of 15,000 feet, it is located in the Lahaul-Spiti region of Himachal Pradesh. Besides this, there is another fact pertaining to these elections that swells our hearts with pride. Perhaps this is the first time ever that women have enthusiastically voted as much as men did. This time, the ratio of men and women who voted was almost the same. Another encouraging fact is that today there are a record 78 women members of Parliament. I congratulate the Election Commission and every person connected with the electioneering process and salute the aware voters of India. My dear countrymen, you may often have heard me say, "No bouquet, just a book." I had urged all of you to choose books over flowers in welcome or felicitation ceremonies. Since then, people have been offering books at many a place. Just recently, someone gave me a book entitled Prem Chand Ki Lokpriya Kahaniyan, popular short stories by Prem Chand. It was a great feeling. Of course, I couldn't get much time, but during my travelling, I got an opportunity to read some of his short stories once again. Images of the stark social realities that Premchand has portrayed in his stories vividly start forming in one's mind when you read them. Each and every element of his writings comes alive. His stories are expressions of human emotions through simple, lucid language. They have touched my heart. His stories embody the collective psyche, the cumulative being of the country, of the land. While reading one of his stories, Nasha, I couldn't help but notice the scourge of economic disparity plaguing society. I was reminded of my younger days, how debates on this subject would carry on through entire nights. The moral of the story, featuring the landholder's son Ishwari and Beer from a poor family, is that if you are not careful enough, you will never know when the bane of bad company engulfs you. The other story that touched the core of my heart was Eidgah, the sensitivity of a young lad, his unsullied love for his grandmother, such maturity at that early age. When 4-5 years old Hamid comes back to his grandma with a pair of tongs, indeed, it stirs human emotions to their supreme pinnacle. The concluding line of the story makes one very emotional since it holds a vital truth about life. Quote, "Young Hamid played the role of aged Hamid. Aged Amina had turned into child Amina." Unquote. Another such poignant story is Poos Ki Raat. In this story, the living depiction of the paradoxes in a poor farmer's life is seen. Halku the farmer is happy even after his crops are destroyed by frost, because now he will not be forced to sleep in his fields in the cold winter. Though these stories were written about a century ago, they remain relevant all the same even today. After reading these stories, I felt myself to be empathetic. Now that we are conversing about reading, then in some extension of media, I had read about the Akshara Library in Kerala. You will be surprised to learn that this library lies in a village nestling within the dense forests of Idukki. A primary school teacher, P.K. Muralidharan, and P.V. Chinnatampi, who runs a small tea shop, have between them worked tirelessly for this library. There was a time when the books were brought here, stuffed in sacks and carried on the back. Today, this library is a beacon guiding tribal children on a new path. The Vache Gujarat campaign carried out in Gujarat was a successful experiment. Participants hailing from every age group in lakhs participated in this campaign to read books. I will still urge you, in today's digital world and in the time of Google Guru, to take some time out from your daily routine and devote it to the book. You will really enjoy it a lot. And do write about whichever book you read on the Narendra Modi app, so that all the listeners of Mann Ki Baat also get to know about it. My dear countrymen, I am happy that the people of our country are thinking about issues which are posing a challenge not only at the present but also the future. I was reading your comments on Narendra Modi app and MyGov, and I saw that many people have written a lot about the prevailing water problem. Pavan Gaurai of Belgavi, Sitanshu Mohan Parida of Bhubaneswar, Yash Sharma, Shahab Altaf, and many others have written about the challenges related to water. Water is of great importance in our culture. Rigveda's Apa Suktam says this about water. Apo hishtha mayo bhuvah sthana urje dadhatan mahe ranaya chakshase yo vah shivatamo rasah tasya bhajayate nah ushatiriva matarah. Meaning that it is water which is the life force and also the source of energy. Please bless us like a mother, and may your blessings continue to be showered upon us. Water scarcity affects many parts of the country every year. You will be surprised that only 8% of the water received from rains in the entire year is harvested in our country. Just and just 8%. Now the time has come to find a solution to this problem. I believe, like the other problems on hand, we can also solve this predicament by the participation of the people, Jan Bhagidari, and their power, Janashakti. We are bound to find a solution through the strength, cooperation and resolution of 130 crore citizens. Therefore, keeping the importance of water in mind, a new Jalashakti ministry has been created in the country. This will allow faster decision making on all subjects related to water. A few days ago, I tried to do something different. I wrote a letter to the Sarpanchs and Gram Pradhans across the country that in order to save water, to collect water, to save the very drops of the rainwater, they should convene a meeting of the Gram Sabha and sit and discuss the resolution to this problem with the villagers. I am happy that they have shown exemplary enthusiasm on this front, and on the 22nd of this month, crores of people contributed free labour, Shramadan, across thousands of panchayats. People in village after village resolved to accumulate every single drop of rainwater. Today, I want to narrate the story of a Sarpanch in the Mann Ki Baat program. Come, let's listen to what the Sarpanch of Lupung Panchayat of Katak Masandi block in Hazaribagh district of Jharkhand has to say to all of us through this message.
हमार नाम दिलीप कुमार रविदास है। पानी बचावे ले जब प्रधानमंत्री हमनी के चिट्ठी लिखल थी तो हमनी के ये विश्वासे ना हो लगल कि प्रधानमंत्री हमनी के चिट्ठी लिखथिन। जब हमनी 22 तारीख के गाँव के लोगन के इकट्ठा करके प्रधानमंत्री के चिट्ठिया पढ़ के सुनेलिए तो गाँव के लोगन ने बड़ी उत्साहित भेलथिन और पानी बचावे खातिर तालाब के सफाई, नया तालाब बनावे ले, श्रमदान करके आपन आपन भागीदारी निभावे ले गाँव के लोगन ने तैयार भेलथिन। बारिश से पहले ये उपाय करके हमनी के आगे दिक्कत पानी के लिए ना होता है। ये अच्छा रहला है कि हमनी के प्रधानमंत्री हमिन के ठीक समय में आगाह कर देलथिन।
This is Birsa Munda's land, where cohabiting in harmony with nature is a part of the culture. The people here, once again, are ready to play their active role in water conservation. For my part, I wish good luck to all the village heads and all the sarpanches for their dynamism. There are several sarpanchs across the country who have taken the lead in water conservation. In a way, entire villages have grasped this opportunity as collective responsibility, and it seems that the denizens of the villages have become involved in the competition for raising a water temple in their respective villages. As I've said, a collective effort begets massive positive results. There cannot be a single formula for dealing with the water crisis across the country. For this, efforts are being made in different parts of the country in diverse ways. But the goal remains the same, and that is to save water and adopt water conservation. Drainage lines are being fixed in Punjab. This effort would rid of the problem of waterlogging. The construction of the water tank in Telangana's Themmaipalli is changing the lives of the people of the village. There has been a major change through construction of small ponds in the fields at Kabir Dham in Rajasthan. I was reading about the collective endeavor in Vellore in Tamil Nadu, where 20,000 women came together to revive the Nag river. I've also read about those women of Garhwal who are working together on the good work of implementing rainwater harvesting. I believe that many such attempts are being made, and we can turn impossible into possible when we are together and strive with collective resolve. When people will join hands, water will be conserved. Today, through the Mann Ki Baat program, I am entreating three requests to the fellow countrymen. My first request is that, just like the cleanliness drive has been given the shape of a mass movement by the countrymen, let's also start a mass movement for water conservation. We together should all resolve to save every drop of water, and I believe that water is God's prasad to us. Water is like philosopher's stone. Earlier it was said that by the touch of philosopher's stone, iron could be transmuted into gold. I tell you, water is philosopher's stone, and its mere touch creates and regenerates life. Let us start an awareness campaign to save even a single drop of water. In this campaign, not only should we focus on water-related problems, but propagate ways to save water as well. I specifically urge luminaries belonging to different walks of life to lead promotion of water conservation through innovative campaigns. Whether from the world of films, sports, our friends in the media, people belonging to social organizations, people associated with cultural organizations, or people involved in conducting devotional congregations such as Katha Kirtan, everyone should lead this movement in their own fashion. We must wake up society, unite society, and join society in this endeavor. You'll see, we'll find change occurring in front of our own eyes. My second request to the countrymen is to share many traditional methods that have been in use over the centuries in our country for the conservation of water. I urge all of you to share these traditional methods of water conservation. If any of you gets an opportunity to go to Porbandar, the place of birth of revered Bapu, there is a house behind the house of revered Bapu, where a 200-year-old water tank still exists. It is still capable of storing water and has a mechanism to harvest rainwater. As I always say, that whosoever visits Kirti Mandir should also pay a visit to that water tank. And there must be many types of such examples of experimentation in water conservation throughout our nation. My third request to all of you is that share the information concerning the people who are making significant contributions towards water conservation, NGOs, and everyone else associated in the area of water conservation in order to create an intensive database of individuals and organizations dedicated to water preservation. Come, let us join water conservation and involve ourselves in making a list of more and more innovative methods to motivate people to conserve water. You can all share your content using the Janashakti for Jalashakti hashtag. My dear countrymen, I must express my gratitude to you and to the people of the world for one more thing. On the 21st of June, once again, Yoga Day was celebrated together with fervor and enthusiasm. There were instances of 3-4 generations of each family coming together to participate on Yoga Day. The awareness about holistic healthcare has enhanced the glory of yoga and Yoga Day. In any corner of the world, a yoga enthusiast welcomes the sun as soon as it rises, and then there is a complete journey ending with sunset. There must hardly be a place where a human being exists without a bond with yoga. Yoga has assumed such an iconic form. In India, over the Himalayas, across the Indian Ocean, from the lofty heights of Siachen to the depths of a submarine, from Air Force to aircraft carriers, from air-conditioned gyms to hot desert, and from villages to cities. Wherever possible, yoga was not just practiced everywhere, but was also celebrated collectively. Presidents, prime ministers, celebrities, and ordinary citizens of many countries of the world showed me on Twitter how they celebrated yoga in their respective nations. On that day, the world appeared to be like one big happy family. We all know that healthy and sensitive denizens are required to build a healthy society, and yoga ensures this very principle. Therefore, promotion of yoga is a great example of social service. Should we not recognize such service and bestow it with honor? In the year 2019, the announcement of Prime Minister's Awards for Excellence in the promotion and development of yoga was a matter of great satisfaction for me. This award would be bestowed on those organizations around the world whose significant and unique contributions in the promotion of yoga you cannot even imagine. For example, take Japan Yoga Niketan, which has made yoga popular throughout Japan. Japan Yoga Niketan runs many institutes and conducts various training courses. Italy's Ms. Antonietta Rozzi has started Sarva Yoga International and popularized yoga throughout Europe. These are inspirational examples in themselves. If there is a topic related to yoga, then can Indians lag behind others? The Bihar Yoga Vidyalaya in Munger, dedicated to yoga from the past many decades, was also honored. Similarly, Swami Rajarshi Muni, the founder of Life Mission and Lakulish Yoga University, was also honored. The widespread celebration of yoga and honoring those missionaries taking yoga to the doorsteps of the common folk made this Yoga Day special. My dear countrymen, we are embarking on a new journey from today, armed with new emotions, new realizations, new resolve and renewed vigor. But yes, I will keep on waiting for your suggestions. The process of linking with your thoughts through Mann Ki Baat as a medium is a very important and personal journey for myself. Let us keep on meeting and keep on talking. Let me keep on listening to your thoughts. Let me keep on understanding and cherish them. Let me sometimes try to live those very emotions. May your blessings remain there for me. You are my inspiration and you are my energy. Let's sit together and while enjoying Mann Ki Baat, try to fulfill the responsibilities of life. Once again next month, we'll meet again for another episode of Mann Ki Baat. I thank all of you